Hello, friends. Those back pages here. I hope you're well. It's been a very, very interesting start to 2022 for both the world and for the hobby. It was sometime late last year that I started discussing with my friends, and I mentioned it here on the channel as well, about parallel fatigue, color burnout, whatever you want to phrase it, however you want to phrase it, whatever you want to call it. Just reaching the point that, and again, you collect long enough, you collect enough different things, you really do cover all the bases over time. But just, if you have a super refractor of a Topps Chrome trout, for example, it's very impressive, it's very costly, but at the end of the day, it's the same photo as the Topps Chrome base trout. Maybe some more technology, I don't know. I've never studied how they're made. But, once you get past a player's pretty much their first year of parallels, it just starts to become, and again, maybe I'm alone in this, and if I am, that's fine. I've been alone in a lot of things over the years, but it just gets to be more of the same. It's, you want something different. You want something not necessarily more challenging or cheaper or more expensive, but you want something, I don't want to use the word unique, but you really do. I mean, if you own a 75 Topps Hank Aaron, you own the 75 Topps Hank Aaron. You want to get technical and say there's an O-Pee-Chee? Okay. But, alright, so you own a 63 Topps Aaron. You own the 63. Actually, we'll make it more modern, okay? If you own a 2012 Mike Trout Topps Heritage, that's the only card there is in the product. There's no chrome, there's no blue border, there's no red border, there's no refractor, there's no gold refractor, it's just the one card. So you own, and maybe that adds to part of the popularity of it. You own that one card, that you own the entire 2012 Topps Heritage Mike Chrome Rainbow by owning that one card. And that's how it used to be back in the day. And then inserts came along, and everybody loved inserts in the 90s, myself included. And then that wore off, and then they had to make game used, and then make autographs and patches and bat knobs and everything else, and that became fatigued. And then people wanted parallels again, and then there was pushback for parallels. Oh, too many of the same card, yada yada yada. And here and there, you're starting to see the game used come back into popularity a little bit. I'm not personally into it, but a lot of my friends are. But what I've decided I want to, and I started this last year, focusing on late last year, are cards, not only cards, but more specifically inserts that don't have parallels. So parallelless, if that's even a word, parallelless inserts. So I've been trying to pick them up in my favorite players I enjoy collecting, and it hasn't been easy. I mean, it's been somewhat of a challenge. It's been a nice learning curve, I'll put it that way. I did discover that Topps is brutally horrible at it. I guess I really shouldn't be surprised. 99% of inserts that Topps put out have parallels, and within that seemingly 1% that don't have parallels, they only have a couple bucks each. And again, it's not about that. It's more about the challenge and the chase, hunting down the cards. But I have some here I'm going to show off. I just remembered I didn't bring out any of the $3 ones, but you can seek them out. I do have at least one Topps insert here that fits the bill, not in that regard, but because it wasn't $3. But let's start with, why not? Just Soto is pretty much my main target. I've talked about Juan Soto in many, many times. And so he's 23 now. 18, 19, 20, 21. So 4 complete seasons. Well, I guess that's debatable with 2020, but this will be his 5th Major League Baseball season in 2022. And he's got the ring, he's got the batting title, he's got the charisma, he's got the Soto shuffle. So let's see some cards. So the first one is from 2020 Optic Contenders, and it's called Gold Rush. You can see there better on the back. This is I'm going to use a general term and say case hit. Some of these technically aren't case hits, but they are. They're just scarce. No etching on Optic, unfortunately. It does have outlining on the card. Let's see. Then we've got, that's the 2020 Optic Contenders Gold Rush. Here's the recently released 2021 Optic Contenders Gold Rush. And I did want to tell a little story before I continue. Back in the old days, 2016 specifically, you're going to see a nasty reflection on that. Say hello. Back in 2016, in the old days, I had opened a 24 count retail box of Prism NFL football, not collegiate. Let's have to say NFL. So a box of Prism football, and it was a 24 count box. It was probably $60, maybe 50 or $60, because SRP was $3 a pack, and it was retail, so no one really cared. But anyway, and it, at the time in 2016, there were new parallels exclusive to those retail boxes, not even blasters, I don't believe. But they had a Prism Red and Prism Blue. Yeah, I think one was limited, Target was red and Walmart was blue, and it was limited to about 1 per box, I think. Don't hold me to that. Now, ironically enough, part of that story is that Panini, as people have been discovering over the years, they don't give odds on their packs. They don't produce odds. I don't think they're legally required to, but they don't show pack odds. So it's difficult to, figure out print runs and all that other stuff. So since they don't have pack odds, and these reds and blues aren't numbered, now that I'm thinking about it more, you can get both in the same 24 count configuration. But Point being is I opened the box and I pulled a 2016, I think it was blue or red, I don't remember, but it was Amari Cooper, and it was a second-year card, then with the Oakland Raiders. And I was like, all right, well, I didn't, know Ezekiel, no Dak, no Wentz at the time was popular, but it is what it is. I posted the picture on social media. Someone offered me $40 for the Amari Cooper. I said, heck yeah, you've got a deal. Almost covering what I paid for the box. Hey, I don't collect Amari Cooper. His rookie card was the year prior. I have no attachment to it, so I sold it. But it fascinated me because then I went to talk to the Panini guys at the show. This was before the show in 2016 in Atlantic City. And I said, hey, what's the print run on these reds and blues? And of course, they're not telling me. So I said, all right, well, you're not telling. He's like, well, we don't make that information public. I said, and then I told him about the Cooper and that I sold it for $40. He goes, let me ask you something. If that card happened to be numbered to 15 or 20, do you think you would have gotten that amount for it? And I said, probably not. He says, exactly. So the unknown added to the, not really FOMO, but, I guess technically a little bit of FOMO, but added to the anticipation or the excitement involved with these. And that story has stuck with me now, 5+ years later, going on 6 years later. So you see this gold rush here. It's not numbered. It's not numbered. There are, not individually numbered, but I think the card number is GR10. There's probably 10 guys or 20. That they give you the checklist. You can find the checklist. But point being is, let's be honest here. Is the print run of these? Are there 50 of these? I doubt it. Maybe 50. Probably. There's definitely not 100 of these made. I don't think any of them I'm going to show tonight. Maybe one has that print run over 50. But we'll never know. They're never going to tell you, oh, we made 50 Gold Rush sets, or we made 100 Gold Rush sets. They're just not going to tell you. I think this is the only Topps card I have to show. This is from the 21 Topps Gallery at Walmart exclusive, I believe. The Gallery of Heroes. It's not going to show up well, but it's a stained glass card. That's the back. I guess technically it has a little bit of etching, but it's an acetate card. You can see there, see through it. Looks nice up in the light. This is a case hit, and I don't know how many are on the checklist for any of these. Really, I didn't really look that up, but happy to have that Juan Soto in the collection. Next up is this is 2020 Optic. 2020 Optic. No, the logo I missed, gave it away, but baseball. This is the Stars and Stripes Juan Soto. Outlining, no etching. Some decent shine. Could benefit from better shine, but I think it's a great photo of him hitting. Of course, it's got the American flag in the back. Stars and Stripes. Case hit. No parallels. Ohtani, Harper, Trout. Feel free to look that up for sure. And again, case hit. Print run, unknown. Again, I'd be surprised if it's over 100. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 50. Okay, here's this is from 20 Select. If I get that right. 20 Select. This is the Artistic Impressions. This is, I don't know if this is ever going to show up on camera. It's not. There's stars. Let me see if I can. Just not. There, you see there in the lower right. By his leg, by his calf there. There, I mean, it's not well executed. I mean, it shows up better in person, but it's not the stars with the moon and everything in the background in the upper right there. But again, this is a case hit from 20, or I'm just going to call them all case hits. You know, you want to do semantics, that's fine. But this is another one with no insert, no parallels. So you have this Artistic Impressions. You have every Juan Soto Artistic Impressions from 2020. Now, will they make more? Sure. Because they've made... Next up is from Optic. I think this is 2020 as well. No, this is from 2021. Optic, this is called Fort Knox. And it's, again, it's not etched. I wish it was etching. I mean, it's got a nice gold pile there. Outlining, shiny. This is very difficult. This is definitely a case hit, if not more difficult. If I learned that the print run on these was 10, I'd not be surprised. I know that's shocking to hear, but you know, and this, they did this in 2020 as well. The design is a little different, not for Soto. I think there's a Vladdy Jr., but they just continued with the 2021 Fort Knox and added more players. That's what they'll, you know, Panini is good at that, at least when they could make baseball cards. The future of them being able to make baseball cards is obviously up in the air. Next up, this is from 2021 Prism. This is called Lava Flow. And yes, it is the same exact photo batting stance as the Fort Knox I just showed, but you know, they are fairly limited at what they can use. This though has etching. You can see the two. Well, let me see if I can get that proper in the light. You can see the folds in his jersey, in the batting gloves. The two lights up from 22. You know, the shin guard, the shoes. I don't think that's gonna show proper on this. There we go. So that is a really nice looking card. The lava flow in the background. Again, this is a case hit from 2021 Prism. This is probably the most, at least currently, the most available in case hit. You know, there's probably, I didn't look at, I haven't, not a huge fan of this one, but I did want to own one, so when I picked this up, I kind of stopped looking, but still kind of look in my search for them. And this is, it's probably 6 or 8 of them now on eBay. So the print run on this is probably a little higher. Probably, again, I can't see them, you know, this is Lava Flow number 9. So if it's a 10 card set, I can't see them making, you know, 100 of these. I just can't see it. And again, that's what's so fascinating about it, is that we're never going to know. There's always going to be speculation. And, you know, on the collecting side of the coin, you know, you'll see people, oh, I got this gold refractor Soto, it's numbered to 50. Oh, I got this blue refractor Soto, it's numbered to 150. Yeah, but they look the same, they're just different colors. And you know, well, okay, but you know there's 150 blues and 50 golds. You know, all the others, no shenanigans, obviously, but you know, it feels good to have these cards that you know that the Stars and Stripes. There's only one Stars and Stripes Soto, so you have it. You know, it's very reminiscent of Topps' Independence Day, but it looks a hell of a lot better. Especially the last 2 years of Independence Day. The 20 and the 20, the 21 and the 22 that hasn't come out yet, but they showed the Freeman. Oof. Anyway, this is from 2020 Diamond Kings. I can't even pronounce this word. One of you guys will know. Parietal Art. This is a case hit. This is one of my, the next three I'm showing are probably my three favorites. And this has the it's not gonna, you kind of see it there under the flash. It's got the textured Diamond King feel to it, like a canvas. This is just I'm so happy to have this one. I mean, this is not an easy card to find. The next two, this one and the one after, are just Diamond Kings as a whole gets an extremely bad rep. It's a mixture of Hall of Famers and pre-war players and current players, and I know it's airbrushed. I know it doesn't say Nationals. It says Washington, and I've covered that before. I collect Soto. I don't care about the Nationals, so it says Juan Soto on it. That's what I need. This is the print run on this cannot be more than 10. It just can't be. Again, they don't list the odds, so you don't know. You get every whatever format you're opening of Diamond Kings. You get, a bunch of parallels, you get a bunch of inserts, but there are a bunch of insert sets. And this is one of the insert sets that doesn't have parallels. There are a bunch of insert sets that, even within Diamond Kings, that do have parallels. But this I'm very happy to have this in the collection. I don't think a lot of these are going to pop up. Because another thing you have to remember is how much wax is now, price-wise. 2020 Diamond King boxes aren't, hobby boxes aren't $50. But Junk Wax Era Volume 2, they should be 15 or 20, but that's a story for another time. Here's another one this is from 21 Diamond Kings, and this might be my favorite. This is the DeLong insert, from the original 30s. There's a 33 DeLong Lou Gehrig that's very expensive. But again, it's on the canvasy cardstock. This might be my favorite. It's just, the full swing, the gold foil and the name. I really, really like this card. This one, and then, I like the DeLong so much that I bought this one as well. And being completely transparent on the channel, within the history of completed sales on eBay, and I get that doesn't represent everything, but within the completed sales on eBay, 3 of these have been sold. The 2 I've shown, and then one prior in October. And I didn't know about this in October. So if the print run on these are more than 10, I would be shocked. It certainly can't be more than 20 of these. And it's fairly condition sensitive. I mean, it's not a thin paper stock. It's a glossy, canvasy stock. But, the centering is not very good on this one or the other one. And the ones I've seen online, I mean, there's an Acuna, there's Mookie Betts, Ty Cobb, Babe, I don't know if Ruth's in it. This Jackie Robinson's definitely in it. So this 21 Diamond Kings, I even opened some hangers. I opened 3 hangers. I didn't get much of anything, but that should tell you alone how much I like this 21 Diamond Kings product. You've got DeLong. All right, you know what? I'll just show another one, just to from this. This is from that's from 21. This is so in the. I'll show another 21 product from Diamond King. So you've got the DeLongs, and you've got a new one that they introduced this year called Blackout. This is a Megi CSG 9 Blackout. You know, these are not numbered, but again, if there are more than 10 of these, I'd be shocked. Certainly not more than 20 of these made, but it's not numbered, and they don't tell you, so it leads to speculation, which leads to cheaper prices. So you've got DeLong, you've got Blackout, you've got another insert called Blank Slate, you've got Aurora, and Street Art. All are quote-unquote case hits, unnumbered, extremely difficult to find. This is from 2020 Diamond Kings. This is a Tatis Jr. Again, it's on the canvasy cardstock. It's a great looking card, and because I lucked out that it only got an 8, so it saved me probably, this being an 8 probably is the final I paid for. This is probably a third of probably even a third of what a raw. This was, I think, $65. So even a raw would probably be $150, $200. So because it's such a quote-unquote low grade, it saved me a bunch of money. But try to find another one. That's my point. You know, there isn't another one. I don't think there is even another one on eBay right now. Let's see. I'm gonna save that for last. I got one last Soto to show. I'm gonna say that's might be my favorite. Here is a same design I've shown before. So this is the Artistic Impressions Acuna. Again, it doesn't really show up very well, especially on the internet, but the stars are shining in the background there. They could have probably done a better job with that. Next up, I think this is from 19, actually. I think this is from 19 Prism. Let me check. No, this is from 20 Prism. This is the hell they call this? No, Emerald, I think. Case hit from Prism. Acuna, no parallels to that. You'll still see a handful of these still on eBay. Let's see, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Okay, the last 3 cards I'm showing are from Select, 2021 Select. This one is certainly a case hit. This is called Color Wheel. This is the Ronald Acuna Color Wheel. Now, Select does have etching, as you're going to notice. Let me just look in the camera instead. You can see his jersey lighting up. Even his jersey, his armband, his wristband there. This one looks good to me. I would have liked it to be more of a color wheel, like a two-fixie, but you know, we can't. Beggars can't be choosers. This is a case hit along the lines of Color Blast, which is a heck of a lot more expensive than this. That's the thing, like the case hits, I'm not saying they're not popular, because they are popular. I mean, you look at Kabooms, you look at Downtowns, you look at Color Blasts, those are all pretty much mainstream now. But, you know, at least for NBA, Aurora is very popular. But, you know, this particular, I get it, it's not shiny. There's definitely less of these than any Kaboom. Or downtown. Soto has 2 downtowns. I just, you know, the price on the downtown is, you know, 4 times as much as this. It just doesn't make any sense. But eventually I'd like to own them. Man, I really like this last card. Well, I'll show. I have 2 players. I have, this is from 21 Select as well. This is called Lightning Strikes. And this is the Tatis. And this is just a fantastic, like I said, between the DeLong, the one I can't pronounce, the color, there's just so many to choose from, which is a good problem to have. But this just is just a fantastic. That's the, you know, that's the Tatis, and then here's the Soto. Just bam, etching, complete etching, shine, lightning bolts. Very modern version of 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings, Jordan. Just a well done job on this Panini. This is I would love to find some more of these. You know, Acuna's not in it, but there are other players in it, and I would just love to have more of these because they're just, you know, you say cheap, it's relative to everything else nowadays, but the prices on some of these, considering there's no other version of this, there's no other version of this, there's no other version of this, how do you not want to have these in the collection? But again, it might just be me.